We have to keep reminding ourselves.
There is nobody in Africa, even though you are not a Christian or Muslim, that will tell you to go and sleep with another man's wife. That is a good thing. Even though you are not a Christian or not a Muslim, you should know that no, this is not
morally.
It's wrong. It's wrong. It's in you. It's in you as a person. You don't need somebody to tell you that I should go and see my Egun's car. And if my Egun see me, will be happy with me. You don't need me. You don't need to tell me that. That is the way of life.
People know what they are doing, Sha. We should always tell ourselves. And that's why I hate the one where people will say, oh, not the devil, oh. My brother, not the devil, I don't even know what came over me. Oh, God, shut up, man. You know what came over you. You are just ashamed that you get caught. When you get caught, you feel like, oh, no, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what came over me. Come on. The man in our book, I did it. Guys, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was really going to be messed up that way, but I'm so sorry. That's it. Which one is hey, now the devil? Oh. Hey, now the devil, oh, Baba. You know, say I can't do this kind of thing. Eh? You know me now. Shut up, man. I don't know you. Okay. So
I wish us well, my Egun, because whether we like it or not, Nigeria is going to end like the state of the animal farm, the novel. It's going to end like that. It's going to end like the animal farm. Whether there's no way you are going to take it, because it's going to end like that.
See, it is either Nigeria break up soon, or you see this establishment that is holding Nigeria together is completely shattered, and a new conversation will start. Something will give, and I strongly believe that something is going to give.
Thank you for the time, and God keep you strong for us. Please.
Amen.
Thank you for the time.
You have a good one. Okay, enjoy your morning, Baba. So that's a good one there. You know, if you are supporting evil simply because you think it's not so directly affecting you now, don't worry. Some people call it karma. Me, I don't call it karma. I just call it, kicking the can down the road. You will meet it ahead of you. It's waiting for you. And when you meet it, I swear you will not be able to pretend. Pretend. When fire they burn you for us, you will scream out and I will hear it. I will hear your noise. And I will bring it back to everybody here and say, there is another idiot that feels like he's immune from all of this. Nobody is immune from all of this. And you will find out. I have a caller. Hello there.
Mr. Myron.
Aduke. How are you?
Aduke.
Lovely.
I am very well.
How is your day, by the way?
Oh, it's amazing. The sun is out.
Enjoy it. Good to hear from you this afternoon, not morning, So,
yeah.
How's it going?
Very well, thank you. I want to give my contribution to the conversation at hand.
Sure, please.
Let's start with the poverty conversation, because that's my favorite conversation.
Right.
I think the word of poverty stems from the Western people. That isn't really a word in any language of Africans that I know of. But I think we need to understand how humans work. Religion is used by the government to keep poor people quiet. Okay? That is why you see in Nigeria, they allow the Christians and the Muslims to sit side by side. In other countries, there will be a massive gap between where the Christians are and where the Muslims are. So they need religion, because religion is the cheapest comfort for poor people. You don't have to pay to go to church. You can choose to pay, but there's no upfront payment. So from a historical perspective, governments have always used religion as a vehicle to communicate evil. So as we talk about those who are poor, we also have to have compassion, because if Lajat cannot go to mosque, where can she be seen? The mosque is the only place that they'll listen to her. The mosque is the place she can dress up and be somebody for that one day. So there has to be compassion as we talk about poor people. And the last caller, he said something very interesting. He said that he doesn't understand why people don't make the right choices, but you have to be trained. And it goes back to the conversation about education.
Education, right. Go
on. Nigeria is a theoretical society. Okay? It's a theoretical society. It isn't an educational society. It's a society of academia. So let me just read a difference. Education is gathering all the knowledge by various means, like reading, experiencing, and studying. Academia is you are given the structure. So we're an academic community. We're given information, but we're not educated.
So that's where the theoretical part comes in, instead of something like practical, where we have hands-on experience as
there
part
you
of
go.
education, right?
Yeah, so Nigeria is a theoretical society, and an example where you can see that come into play is the last elections. 95 million people registered, but only 25 million voted. And even if those numbers, let's say the 25 million is 35 million and they hid 15 million votes, there's still a massive discrepancy. Massive. Right? And even the 95 million, that's only 20% of the population. So when we're looking at who voted for, this president, there has to be the mindset of who was educated to vote. We are a theoretical society. And as we address the current situations, until we do something, Nigerians are not doers. We like to talk. And the reason we like to talk is because we don't feel like we have power. So the internet is where we talk, is where we type, because there's no barrier of entry. Every other part of society, you have to know somebody before you enter a place.
That's right.
You have to have money to enter that club. But when it comes to being on social media, it's free. So that plays a major part in how we actually deal with issues. Now, with this current levy issue, the levy would not be an issue if the government said, because of this levy, we're now going to fix the schools in every state. Because of this levy, we are now going to fix the roads. But that isn't happening. Right? And the sad part of all of this is the professional people of Nigeria, they don't mind.
I mean, that's even so worse, Aduke, right? I mean, when you look at the supposed middle class, even though it's almost like non-existence right now in Nigeria, okay? But we still have people, right, who still fall like middle income earners, average earners and all that. The hyperinflation is there and all those things. But somehow they're like, sort of swimming against the tide, but they are not complaining.
They will not complain.
Yeah,
because they have the power.
State. Yeah, go on, sorry.
They will not complain, Mr. Maigun, because the professionals, who are the professionals? The banker, the people who school the children in the private school, the doctors, the nurses, they are the professionals. And they are trying to hold on to as much power as possible. So the only ones that are going to feel it is the masses. And the professionals is only 8% of the population, by the way. Only 8%. The rest of Nigeria are the masses. What does it mean to be a mass? You're the market woman, right?
Yep.
You're the gates man. You're the car fixer.
The drivers.
The driver. So those are the people we need to connect with. But the average Nigerian does not want to connect with those people. So if we want to try to do some sort of change, those are the people that need to be affected. For example,
let's look at it this way, Aduke.
Yeah.
Because you've raised a very, very important sort of perspective to this chat now. Okay, talking about the demography that seems to be much in the hands of the ruiners of Nigeria in this regard, right? Because talking about us, who believes that something better could be done, but we do not have that mass movement or that mass appeal. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not as if these guys also have any real appeal to these people, other than just like they've kind of made them over time, and they believe that once they throw them this or that, that's the connection, and it works all the time. But here is the dilemma. Okay. We've had we've had sort of, neutral guys who have no real political connection to those existing ones. Sure, right? Sure was so much like on fire in 2018, 2019, okay? And the same ordinary people, and he did so much to really connect with them. I covered that a lot at the time. Just same way it was all over the place, even in the diaspora, meeting all of us then, right? So he might not have resources to cover as many places as possible, but on record, right, there is no politician campaigning in 2018, 2019 that actually covered northern Nigeria, like Shure. At the end of the day, there was still no connection. There's still no, like at the last minute, right? The establishment who has so many resources to make sure that everything goes their own way, right? But nevertheless, the people did not even make any move to push back, okay? Like to see the side that they actually really pushed back. They willingly just went to these guys. And most of the time, a lot of people have lost any sort of inspiration trying to even try again.
Yeah.
So when the obedience came, they showed push, right? Like if you compare 2019 to last year, you could see that a lot of them who spoke out on media, outside the media and all of that stuff, on social media, I mean, right?
Yeah.
They went over and beyond, right? To actually push, but still the system kind of found a way to corner them. So if we are talking about connecting with the people, in your own kind of, assessments, right?
Yeah.
I've pointed out what happened. What would you say is still that missing link? Despite the effort that we saw then, the one we saw last year, and the one we are proposing that could make a difference, right? What do you think is really missing in all of that? Money?
Well, before we address money, the reality is being virtual and reality are two different things. Being online does not convert to the masses. Only 20% of Nigerians are online. There's areas in Nigeria, there's no internet. The average Nigerian has a mobile phone with no internet. The average MTN average caller purchase is 200 naira a day. That's the average credit. So let's identify the elephant in the room. You're online, but everybody's not online. And the problem with Nigerians, we don't know how to think broadly. We look at things so a Nigerian will say, but I know that person. Yeah, but that person may be evil to somebody else. So just because you know that person doesn't mean that's who that person is. So the number one issue is there's a different world offline.
It is.
The masses are not online. Rich people are online. And there's only, 10% of Nigerians, 10 to 20% online? So the information from what the group that has the right information is not being spread. Right. So the obedience, even look at the data of the obedience, it didn't transfer offline. The areas where the obedience did very well were the areas where there were a lot of young people. And young people were online. Are you with me? So Lagos had one of the best outcomes for the obedience because Lagosians have more revenue. They were online. But Lagos isn't Nigeria. You have Sokoto, you have, there's 20 states up north. Up north alone has the lowest internet bandwidth. So do you know what that means? That means that there's areas in up north where you cannot even call somebody. You have to go to another state. So you may wish well, but if the masses are not educated, you can come and talk to the masses.
There's no way you can breach that.
But the masses are looking at you and saying, Oga, my child has not eaten. So if somebody comes and gives me spaghetti, I'm going to trust that person. Right? And the people that are supposed to educate the masses do not want to because they like being rich.
Makes sense. So the missing link there is that the access to some of this information that could get somebody like yourself reading all day long, trying to figure out something, is because you have access to the information that gets you thinking. So talking about critical thinking, right? It is not really something that is that you can just manufacture from the thing here. There must be there must be access to some new information that gets you thinking. And once few people only have access to that, the effects will take a longer time. I think I get that.
It's not going to happen in 24 hours. It's a 2 or 3 year process. But one of the key things we can do is use propaganda to our benefit.
Yeah.
So propaganda has negatives, but propaganda also has benefits.
It does.
So we need people, we need the professionals. If you're a banker, be a good banker. If you're a banker and you work for a bank, be the banker that provides loans to different people from different religions, people from different tribes. Be the banker that signs loans for schools rather than signing loans for a club. Are you with me? That's
choose your position to make an impact that would be so only felt. It will be seen to be felt.
That's it. If you want to be in entertainment and you want to produce movies, make sure that every movie you produce, you write a scene that's related to politics. That's propaganda. That's how you do it. You can't come to Nigerians and tell them you want to save them. They'll look at you and think, are you okay?
You're right.
So you have to use propaganda. Say you want to open up a club. You open up a club in VI or Ikeja or whatever. You use that club and make sure that all of your staff are educated. That's how you do it. You recruit people from poor areas and you make sure they're educated. You want to build a property in Nigeria and make sure that your tenants are Igbo and Yoruba so that both tribes can connect. Propaganda is a great tool if we use it for our benefit.
It is. Well, I've picked 2 things here today. Among many things you've said, all right? Educating the people and making them have access, more of them having access, because there is more going on offline than online, and we can now know why. Access to this information, which is deliberately poor infrastructure in the country, is also intentional, I believe. And for this purpose, right, they can keep people more and more in darkness. And then, I love that. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So brilliant.
Bye, sir.
You have a good one, all right? Enjoy the rest of the day. That's Aduke. How many Ks? I think I have to kind of possibly ask you that next time, Aduke, because I believe it's going to be like about 4 Ks. Aduke. I feel like it should be 6. Anyway, thank you everyone for your time. So our time is also kind of rounding up here too. Usually it would have been 3 hours, okay? But today we are going to just do 2 so that I can get ready for later this evening. I don't like missing the evening now. So I'll see you there. Thank you so much. And you enjoy the rest of your day. Today. Until I see you again. Good afternoon.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi
sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Máyégún Diary na ibi number one.
Àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Máyégún Diary na ibi number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Wọ́n bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn.